So it's time for Mr. Fredricks John.
Good evening, friends of the SME community. What a fantastic two-day program this was. We are now at the end of NASSCOM SME Council's flagship event, NISC 2022. Just as you would have benefited from all of the sessions, I too have a ton of takeaways. NISC 2022 showcased live use cases of digital tech. The sessions were an eye-opener on how we could reimagine business, reimagine go-to-market, reimagine talent, reimagine work, reimagine growth, and reimagine opportunities. We learned that innovation is not restricted to just designing better products or services, but also in designing business models and GTM strategies through design thinking for 10x growth, analyzing parameters that play a vital role in driving the growth story of our organizations. We looked at pivoting to growth frameworks that help in reimagining the business and help with value-based messaging and targeting. The need to adapt in response to ever-changing market trends has been a business imperative for some time. But after surviving a 2-year-long pandemic, leaders have realized that their organizations were prepared for a world that's quickly disappearing. At the same time, they recognize that the pandemic has created a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to reinvent from the ground up. We delved deeply into how leaders can make the most of this opportunity and see what it takes to build future-ready businesses. Sessions provided MSMEs with the perspective on valuation growth with a specific focus on key business and operations drivers, identifying scalable business models, structuring your organization to extract value, and what investors look for. Isn't this the road to becoming a unicorn? With a sudden disruption in modes of interaction with end customers and the ecosystem at large, companies are now having to relook at sales and revenue strategies. Hence, we discussed business and technology strategies that can be adopted for selling in turbulent times. We had an entire session that discussed the current talent challenges, skills required, how to address these challenges of talent acquisition and retention, and what we at NASSCOM as a Sector Skills Council and SME Council are doing to address this. Future Skills Prime is the mantra going forward, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, SME Council's pet project, Disha program, was discussed at length. I must mention the current cohort has all praise for the mentorship. I am sure this program will benefit everyone in the long run. We do need your feedback to perform better. We saw 2 reports being launched, NASSCOM AI as a Service report and NASSCOM Low Code, No Code report. Everyone's eyes were on the screen and we were spellbound when Abhinav Bindra shared with us lessons on perseverance and resilience. One of the sessions provided MSMEs at the growth phase of their trajectory with strategies for scaling their business. When we strive hard for success, we are bound to get a helping hand. And we did hear about government interventions in driving MSME growth. Opportunities for Indian SMEs in Germany, UK, and Canada are aplenty. With the respective governments being represented at NISC 2022, we could hear it direct from the horse's mouth. We even got to know about the visa process in the UK. When reimagining growth, we should also reimagine talent and work. Now is the time for the great resignation. We explored strategies for MSMEs to adopt, bearing in mind the recent increase in talent flow, specifically looking at the following areas: importance of talent-focused initiatives to retain and attract new talent, innovative models and sources for accessing and developing talent, importance of emerging crowdsourcing models for MSMEs to access skills, importance of mental health in building and growing sustainable businesses. NISC 2022 was not all about tech and product. The last 2 years have led to a significant disruption across business sectors, and the BPM industry is no exception. We dedicated one whole session to explore new opportunities and ways of doing business for the BPM industry in the wake of the pandemic. This session talked about growth levers of smaller BPOs in a post-pandemic world, making businesses future-proof by leveraging technology, low-cost automation, and emerging working models. Focus has now shifted towards business for good and what it means to take carbon-friendly action in our work life. Now more than ever is the time to rethink our footprint on the environment and not only give back to the communities we come from, but also leave a healthy planet for the generations to come. On behalf of the NASSCOM SME Council, it is my pleasure to thank each and every one of you for having shared with us the past 2 days of learning. We sincerely hope each of you had your takeaway from this program and it was beneficial on the whole. A big thanks to all the sponsors. We couldn't have done this without you. A big shout out to our friends from NASSCOM, Jagriti, Neha, Saurav, Dr. Chetan, and Shrikant. Thank you for always being there. Thanks to all my friends at the SME Council, Samir and the entire team. Each one of you have played your part to perfection, curated a wonderful experience for the SME community, and delivered an impeccable event. We all go back with loads of information this evening. I wish all of you a great 2022. Until we meet again in person at NISC 2023, this is me, Fred, signing off. Thank you. You've been a wonderful audience.
Thank you so much, Mr. John. I think it was a very powerful closing note. And I have to say that the way you summarized these 2 days was so crisp as well as very clear. So thank you very, very much for doing this.